When police arrived at the house, they expected paperwork, a routine accident report, signatures, photographs, then leave. Instead, every officer felt the same thing the moment they stepped inside. The house was quiet, not peaceful quiet, not normal quiet, the kind of quiet that feels staged. And before anyone said it out loud, they all knew this wouldn't be a simple case. The emergency call came in just after midnight. The caller spoke clearly, slowly, almost politely. They said someone had fallen inside the home, hit their head, stopped responding. There was no screaming, no panic, no confusion. Dispatchers are trained to listen not just to what is said, but how it's said. And while nothing in the call was technically suspicious, it felt wrong, too controlled. The neighborhood was quiet. No flashing lights in windows. No neighbors outside. The front door opened easily. Inside, everything was clean. Furniture in place. No broken objects. No overturned chairs. The house didn't look like something bad had happened, which is often when something very bad has. The body was upstairs, positioned at the bottom of a short staircase. At first glance, the story made sense. A fall, a tragic accident. But as officers looked closer, doubt crept in. The injuries weren't consistent. Bruising appeared in places a fall wouldn't normally impact. Marks that suggested pressure, control. Medical examiners took notes, quiet ones. According to the caller, the fall happened shortly before the 911 call, but early medical analysis suggested otherwise. Time of death didn't align. Hours were missing, which meant one thing. Someone found the body and waited. Police spoke to the caller again. They repeated the story exactly the same way. Same words, same order, same tone. No added emotion, no corrections. Investigators call this overcoherence. When a story doesn't evolve naturally, it's often because it was rehearsed. Still, suspicion isn't proof. The case remained classified as an accident. For now, as police canvassed the area, something unexpected emerged. Multiple neighbors mentioned noises, not screams, not shouting, movement, heavy movement, always late at night, always coming from beneath the house. One neighbor recalled hearing dragging sounds weeks earlier. At the time, no one questioned it. Now, police returned to the house. Again, the basement wasn't mentioned in the original report. The door was closed, locked. When officers opened it, the air changed. Stale, undisturbed. At first glance, it looked ordinary. Storage boxes, shelving, concrete walls. Then one officer noticed something small, a seam in the wall, drywall newer than everything around it. Someone had built something. Behind the shelving, behind the drywall, was a space that didn't exist on any blueprint. Inside were items with no innocent explanation, evidence that instantly erased the word accident. This wasn't panic. This was preparation. And whoever made the 911 call never expected police to look down. They almost didn't. When confronted, the caller's story changed. Details slipped. Timelines cracked. What had been calm became defensive. The basement had never been part of the plan. The case was reclassified. Accident homicide. Investigators later admitted something chilling. If one officer hadn't insisted on checking the basement, the case would have been closed forever. Because some crimes don't rely on force. They rely on being underestimated. So ask yourself this: was this always the plan? Or did panic turn into something permanent? And how many other accidents were never questioned? What do you think really happened in that house?